Hello and welcome to Best English Online. I'm your host, Emma, and I'm so happy you're here with me today. If you're listening right now, that means you care. You care about improving your English. You care about becoming more confident. And most of all, you care about becoming the best version of yourself. And guess what? That's already a huge step forward. Today, I want to speak to your heart. I want to remind you that learning English is not just about grammar, vocabulary, or exams. It's about growth, opportunity, and connection. Let's take a deep breath together. Wherever you are in the world right now, whether you're at home, at work, on a bus, walking outside, or sitting quietly in your room, I want to tell you this. You are doing great. Yes, you heard me right. You are doing great. Because you showed up today. You pressed play on this podcast. You decided once again to continue your journey of learning English. That decision alone makes you strong. That decision shows courage. But I also know this, learning English isn't easy. And it's okay to admit that. It's okay to say, this is hard. It's okay to feel tired, frustrated, or even a little lost sometimes. In fact, those feelings are completely normal. Every English learner, yes, every single one, goes through them. Let me tell you a little story. There was a boy who dreamed of speaking English fluently. He watched English movies and tried to understand the dialogues, but most of the words just flew over his head. He listened to English songs and only understood the chorus. He bought books, joined online groups, downloaded apps, subscribed to channels, and followed English teachers on social media. And still, sometimes he felt like nothing was working. He would open his notebook, stare at the words he wrote the day before, and ask himself, why is this taking so long? Why do I keep forgetting everything? Am I just not good at this? Now here's the truth. That boy was not alone. That experience is not unique. It's something thousands and even millions of English learners go through every day. So if you've ever asked yourself those same questions, if you've ever felt stuck, slow, or confused, let me say this directly to you. The struggle is real, and that's okay. You are not failing. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are learning, and learning is supposed to be challenging. That's what makes it beautiful. That's what makes it meaningful. That's what makes it real. Why we struggle when learning English. Let's talk about why it feels so hard sometimes. First, because English is not your first language. That alone is a huge challenge. You're trying to think, speak, write, and understand in a whole new system. Second, because you are not just memorizing facts. You are learning how to communicate. You are training your brain, your tongue, your ears, and your heart to work together in a new way. Third, because sometimes you compare yourself to others. You look at someone who speaks fluently and you say, wow, they speak so well. I'll never be like that. But what you don't see is the years of effort they put in, the late nights they spent reading English books, the hundreds of hours they spent listening, speaking, writing, the fear they had when they spoke for the first time. Nobody is born fluent. Let me repeat that. Nobody is born fluent. Every fluent English speaker you admire was once a beginner, just like you. Your brain is not the problem. Some learners say, "I'm just not smart enough. My memory is bad. My brain doesn't work like that." But I'm here to tell you, your brain is not the problem. Your brain is powerful. You've already learned one language, your native language. You did that naturally over time, by listening and repeating, by trying and failing and trying again. You learned that language when you were a child, and now as an adult, you're learning English. That's more difficult, yes, but not impossible. In fact, your brain is doing something amazing. It's building new pathways, it's forming new connections, it's stretching itself and growing stronger. Every time you listen to an English word, your brain is saying, "Oh, that's new. Let's figure it out." Every time you speak a sentence, your brain is saying, "Yes, we're doing this. Let's keep going." Even when you make a mistake, your brain is learning, maybe even especially when you make a mistake. Because mistakes are not failures. They're signs that you are trying. They're part of the process. They're little teachers that guide you to the right path. So if you've made mistakes this week, that means you are learning, and that's something to celebrate. It's okay to feel tired. Let me be honest, learning a language can be exhausting. Sometimes you wake up feeling motivated. Other days you feel like giving up. That's normal. That's human. You might have a busy job, family responsibilities, school deadlines, health problems, or just daily stress. And on top of that, you're trying to study English? Wow, that's amazing. Give yourself credit for that. Even when you feel like you're not doing enough, even when you only study 10 minutes instead of 1 hour, even when you miss a day or two, you are still on the journey. You are still growing. You are still moving forward. And sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is rest. Take a short break. Give your mind and body time to breathe. Then come back stronger. Taking a break is not quitting. Resting is not weakness. In fact, it's part of building resilience. Real learners, real stories. Let me tell you about a few real learners just like you. Maria from Brazil used to cry after English classes because she couldn't speak like her classmates. She almost quit 3 times, but she kept watching one English video every day, even if she didn't understand it all. 3 years later, she now works in an international company and leads meetings in English. Ahmed from Egypt failed his English exam twice. His friends laughed. His family told him to try something else. But he didn't stop. He started listening to podcasts every day, reading short stories, and recording himself speaking. He passed the test on the 3rd try. Now he's studying in Canada. Nisha from India always felt shy speaking English. She thought her accent was bad and her grammar ugly. But instead of hiding, she started speaking with her children in English at home. Slowly, her confidence grew. Now she teaches English to beginners online. What do all of these learners have in common? They struggled, they doubted themselves, but they didn't give up. You see, struggling doesn't mean you're not good enough. It means you're doing something brave. Turn struggle into strength. Let's take your struggle and turn it into your strength. Ask yourself, what have I already done? Think about it. You've probably already learned more than you give yourself credit for. Can you introduce yourself in English? Can you say what you do, where you live, what you like? Can you understand basic conversations? That's already a lot. Celebrate those wins. Write them down. Because when you notice progress, even small progress, it fuels your motivation. Here's a trick. At the end of each week, write down 3 things you learned in English. It could be a new word, a new sentence, a moment when you understood something you didn't before. Do this every week. Soon, you'll have pages full of progress. And on tough days, you can look at them and say, wow, look how far I've come. The key is to keep going. Struggling is part of learning. And the key isn't to avoid struggle, it's to walk through it. Every day you choose to keep going, you build something powerful. Consistency. Even if it's just one word, even if it's just 5 minutes, you are showing up. And that is everything. So the next time you feel like giving up, remember this. Struggle means you're learning. Mistakes mean you're trying. Effort means you're growing. And every step counts. Don't let a bad day make you think you have a bad journey. Your journey is beautiful. It's just getting started. You are not alone. Finally, I want you to know you are not alone. There are millions of learners just like you, sitting in quiet corners, listening to English podcasts, practicing in front of mirrors, writing in notebooks, watching English videos, speaking out loud even when no one's listening. You are part of a global community of dreamers, and every single one of you matters. You are strong, you are capable, you are on your way. And as you move forward, remember, the struggle is real, and that's okay. It's part of the process, it's part of your story, and one day it will be part of your victory. Take this moment to thank yourself. Yes, you. Thank yourself for not giving up. Thank yourself for choosing to learn something new. Thank yourself for being patient. And thank yourself for being brave. You've got this. Your journey matters. And I'm here with you every step of the way. Why English? Your reason matters. Hey, my dear friend. In the last few minutes, we talked about the struggle. We said the struggle is real, and that's okay. We reminded ourselves that feeling tired, confused, or overwhelmed is part of the journey. And most importantly, we said you are not alone. Now today, I want to ask you something powerful, and I want you to really think about your answer. Why are you learning English? Really? Why? Not what others told you, not what your teacher said, not what your job demands, But deep inside your heart, why are you learning English? Because today we're going to talk about your reason. Because your reason is your fuel. Your reason is your power. Your reason is the why that makes everything else possible. Let's begin. Your reason is your North Star. Imagine for a moment that you're a traveler. You're walking through a dark forest at night. You don't have a map. You don't have a phone. But above you, there's a single bright star. You keep walking. You stumble sometimes. You feel tired. But you look up, and that star is still shining. You follow it. It guides you. That star is your reason, your why. It doesn't make the journey easy, but it gives you direction. In the same way, when you know why you are learning English, it gives you energy, it gives you hope, it gives you a reason to wake up and study, even when it's hard. So today, I want to help you find or reconnect with your reason. Let's talk about common reasons. Now, let's explore some common reasons people learn English. Maybe one of these will feel familiar to you. 1. I want a better job. English is the international language of business. Many companies need employees who can speak, write, and understand English. If you can do that, your chances of getting a good job and earning more money increase. That's a powerful reason. You're not just learning for yourself, you're learning for your future, for your family, for your dreams. 2. I want to study abroad. Maybe you want to study in the USA, Canada, the UK, or Australia. Maybe you dream of walking across a university campus, meeting people from around the world, and learning in an English-speaking environment. That's an amazing dream, and English is the key that unlocks that door. 3. I want to travel the world. English is spoken in more than 100 countries. Even in places where English is not the official language, people use it to communicate. If you want to travel, meet people, explore cultures, and feel confident, English helps you connect with the world. 4. I want to understand movies, music, and books. So many of the world's most famous films, songs, and books are in English. When you learn English, you get to enjoy those things without translation. You get to laugh at the original jokes. You get to feel the real emotions in the actor's voice. You get to sing along and know what the lyrics mean. That's not just fun, it's also motivating. Aset. I want to make international friends. English connects people. When you know English, you can talk to people from Japan, Brazil, Germany, Egypt, India, Mexico, all over the world. English becomes the bridge, a bridge to new friendships, new ideas, new ways of seeing the world. 6. I want to prove to myself that I can do it. Sometimes the reason isn't about work or school or travel. Sometimes it's something personal. You want to show yourself that you are strong, that you can learn something hard, that you are capable, that you didn't quit, and that reason, your personal victory, is just as powerful as any other. Let's go one level deeper now. Take a few seconds, pause this podcast if you need to, and ask yourself, Why do I want to learn English? Not in general, but specifically, what's my story? Maybe your reason sounds like this. I want to help my children with their English homework. I want to pass an exam so I can apply for a visa. I want to speak to my boyfriend's family in English. I want to watch my favorite show without subtitles. I want to feel confident when someone speaks to me in English. Whatever your reason is, write it down right now, on your phone, in your notebook, on a sticky note, anywhere, and put it somewhere you can see every day. Because when you forget why you started, you risk giving up. But when your reason is in front of you, clear and personal, you can keep going, even on the hard days. Your reason can grow. Now, here's something interesting. Your reason doesn't have to stay the same forever. Maybe when you started, you just wanted to pass a test. But now you also want to travel. You want to start a YouTube channel. You want to help others learn. That's beautiful. Let your reason grow as you grow. English is not just a subject. It's a tool, a key, a door, a bridge. As your world expands, your English will too. So keep checking in with your why. Keep reminding yourself of the life you want to live and how English fits into that dream. Fuel for motivation. Let me ask you something. Have you ever started something with a lot of excitement and then slowly lost interest? It happens to everyone. Maybe you were excited for a new English app, but after 1 week you stopped using it. Maybe you watched YouTube lessons for a month, then got too busy. Maybe you promised to study 30 minutes a day, but now it's been 2 weeks. That's okay. Don't feel bad. You're human. But you know what brings the motivation back? Your reason. When you remember why you started, you remember why it matters. Here's a tip. Create a why board. It can be on paper, a whiteboard, or digital. Fill it with images, quotes, goals, and words that remind you why you are learning English. A picture of the university you want to attend. A photo of the country you want to visit. A screenshot of a job ad you dream of applying for. A note to yourself. I want to speak freely without fear. Look at this board every day. It will fill your heart with energy. When the road gets hard, your reason gets you through. Let me tell you something personal. I've worked with thousands of English learners, and the ones who succeed are not always the smartest, not the richest, not the ones with perfect grammar. They're the ones who know why they're learning, and they remind themselves of it every single day. When they feel discouraged, they remember their reason. When they feel embarrassed, they remember their reason. When they make mistakes, they remember their reason. When they feel like giving up, they remember their reason. And then they keep going, step by step, word by word. That's the secret. Not perfection, not speed, but purpose. Your reason is your compass. Let's return to our traveler in the forest. Remember the one walking under the stars? Their journey is long. The forest is dark. But they keep walking because they have their North Star. You are that traveler, and your reason is your compass. You may not see the finish line yet. You may not know exactly how long it will take. But as long as you remember why you started, you will get there. So let's say it together, out loud if you can. I know why I'm learning English. I believe in my reason, and I will not give up. Let's make this practical. Before we end today's episode, let's do something real. Activity 1. Write your why. Take 5 minutes. Write down your reason. Be honest. Be specific. Be personal. Start with, I want to learn English because English is important to me because when I speak English, I will be able to. Activity 2. Say it out loud. Look in the mirror. Read your reason. Say it with confidence. Even if your English isn't perfect, let your voice hear your dream. Activity 3. Share it. If you feel comfortable, share your reason with someone. A friend, a teacher, your children, your social media followers, in English or in your native language. When you say your reason out loud, it becomes more real. And when others hear it, they might feel inspired too. So my friend, what's your reason? What's your why? Hold it close. Let it guide you. Let it inspire you. Let it give you strength on the hard days. Because your reason matters. It's not small. It's not silly. It's not impossible. It's powerful. It's beautiful. And it's yours. So the next time you doubt yourself, remember, you have a reason, you have a purpose, and you have a future waiting for you. Keep going. You're on the right path, and I'm proud of you. You don't need to be perfect, just brave. We talked about something deep, something personal. We asked the question, why are you learning English? We talked about dreams. We talked about future plans, family, career, travel, and confidence. And we reminded ourselves, your reason matters. Today, we talk about something just as powerful, just as important. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be brave. Yes, that's the truth. And it's time to say it loud. You do not need to be perfect to speak English. Not now, not ever. So let's talk about it. Let's explore it. Let's break the fear. Let's build your courage. Because this is the message you need to hear. Let's go. The wall of perfectionism. Have you ever felt like this? I can't speak until I'm sure my grammar is correct. I want to say something, but I'm scared I'll make a mistake. What if they laugh at me? I'm not ready yet. Maybe next year. This is called perfectionism. It's a silent wall, a wall that stands between you and your dream. The worst part? This wall is invisible. No one else can see it, but you feel it every time you want to speak. And guess what? That wall, it's built from fear. Fear of being wrong, fear of being laughed at, fear of not sounding smart, fear of being judged. But here's the truth. Perfection is not the goal. Communication is. Let me say it again. Louder for the people in the back. Communication is more important than perfection. Think about it. When you're learning a language, your goal is to connect, to express, to understand and be understood, not to be perfect, not to be a walking grammar book, not to speak like a native speaker, but to be brave enough to speak anyway. Why we fear mistakes. Let's pause for a moment and ask, why are we so afraid of making mistakes? Here are a few reasons. 1. School taught us that mistakes are bad. Red marks on the paper, low grades, embarrassment. 2. We compare ourselves to others. We see fluent speakers and feel small. 3. We think everyone is watching and judging us. The truth is, most people are just focused on themselves. But here's something amazing. In language learning, mistakes are not the enemy. Mistakes are the path. Read that again. Mistakes are not the enemy. Mistakes are the path. Every single fluent speaker, every one of them has made thousands of mistakes. Me, you, everyone. And guess what? That's how they got better. That's how they grew. That's how they learned. So the next time you make a mistake, don't feel ashamed. Feel proud. Because you were brave enough to try. You showed up. You spoke up. And that, my friend, is everything. Bravery versus perfection. Let me ask you this. Which one is more powerful? A student who says nothing because they want to sound perfect, or a student who speaks up, makes mistakes, and keeps learning? It's the second one, always. Because bravery leads to fluency, not perfection. And bravery can be quiet. It doesn't have to shout. Bravery can be asking a question in English, even if it's simple. Saying hello to a tourist in your country. Joining a Zoom class, even when you're nervous. Writing a social media post in English. Bravery is in small steps, and every step counts. So don't wait to be perfect. Be brave now, because bravery creates momentum, and momentum creates confidence, and confidence builds fluency. Stories of the brave, not perfect. Let me tell you a story, a true story. A student of mine, let's call her Maria, was learning English for 3 years. She could read well, she could write okay, but she never spoke. Why? Because she was afraid. She said, "I'll speak when I feel ready." But that day never came. Until one day, she met a tourist at a train station. The tourist was lost. And Maria, her heart racing, decided to speak. She said, "Hello, can I help you?" The tourist smiled. They spoke for 2 minutes. Maria made 5 grammar mistakes. But guess what? She helped. She connected. She communicated. And she realized she didn't need to be perfect. From that day, Maria changed. She started speaking more. She joined conversations. She laughed at her own mistakes. And today, she's confident. She's fluent. She's free. Not because she became perfect, but because she became brave. Your fluency is waiting on the other side of fear. I want you to imagine something. Imagine your dream English-speaking self. You're in a meeting, speaking confidently. You're traveling, asking questions with ease. You're watching a movie, understanding without subtitles. You're making new friends, all in English. That version of you, they're not perfect. They still make small mistakes, but they're confident, they're brave, they're free. And the only thing standing between you and that version of you is fear. So I ask you, what if you stawed? So I ask you, what if you stopped waiting to be perfect and started being brave today? Action plan, building your bravery muscle. Now let's make this practical. Let's talk about how to build bravery every day. 1. Speak out loud every single day, even if you're alone. Talk to yourself in English. Describe what you're doing. Say your thoughts. Example, I'm brushing my teeth. I'm going to the kitchen. I feel happy today. 2. Make one mistake every day on purpose. Yes, on purpose. Speak, write, or post something without double checking. Let yourself be imperfect. Train your brain that it's okay. No one will die. No one will laugh. 3. Join a conversation group or language exchange. It doesn't matter if your English isn't ready. Join anyway. Be honest. Say, I'm still learning, but I want to try. You'll be surprised how kind people are. 4. Record yourself speaking English once a week. Record a 1-minute audio or video. Talk about your week, your goals, your dog, anything. Then listen. Smile, learn, repeat. 5. Celebrate your courage, not your accuracy. Did you speak up today? That's a win. Did you try, even when you were nervous? That's success. Celebrate those moments. That's bravery. Affirmations for the brave. Let's say some affirmations together. Say them with me. Out loud. Yes, even if you feel shy. Repeat after me. I do not need to be perfect. I just need to try. Mistakes help me grow. Every word I say brings me closer to fluency. I am proud of my progress. I am brave. I am learning. I am enough. Say these every day. Put them on your wall. Make them your phone wallpaper. Let them enter your mind and your heart. Be brave. Be bold. Be you. So here's your reminder, my friend. You don't need to speak like a native. You don't need to memorize the dictionary. You don't need to wait until you're 100% ready. Because guess what? You're already ready. Ready to try. Ready to grow. Ready to take that next brave step. So go ahead, speak, write, message, sing, read out loud, make videos, talk to strangers. Do it all with courage, with a smile, and with the knowledge that you are doing something amazing. Because fluency is not the finish line. Fluency is a journey. And bravery is your superpower. As we close this episode, I want you to remember this. Your English doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be real. Let your words be real. Let your voice be real. Let your heart be real. Because real is beautiful. Real is brave. Real is powerful. So the next time you feel fear, smile, take a deep breath, and speak anyway, because you are not here to be perfect. You are here to be brave, and that is more than enough.